Hello, this is Hasina Momtaz welcoming you to NTV's Weekly News Highlights. The Honourable Education Minister Nurul Islam Nahid has requested the opposition not to call Hartal during the upcoming HSC and other exams. At a press briefing, he requested that if people want to go ahead and demonstrate, then they should observe Hartal during the night instead. This year, 10,26,000 students are scheduled to take their exams from the 1st of April. He said that these students do not belong to any political party and their future should not be compromised and that they represent the future of Bangladesh. He stressed that if Hartal must be called, then it should take place at night time or after the exams are over. He urged the BNP not to ruin the career of 10 lakh students of Bangladesh. On the Independence and National Day, freedom fighters were solemnly remembered. At the National Smriti Shoda at Shavar, the Honourable Acting President, the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition paid their respects. The General Secretary of Awami League said that the BNP chairperson, Begum Khaleda Zia, has invited the army to intervene on the national stage, which in his view constitutes treason and is in violation of the Constitution of Bangladesh. He termed such statements as a tribal offence and said that if such comments had been made in any other country, it would be treason and that it's only in Bangladesh that people can get away with saying such things. However, the allegation was denied by the acting Mahasachib of BNP, saying that Begum Khaleda Zia actually praised the army for its recent role in Bogra. Our correspondent Ahmed Pipul reports. At sunrise, the Honourable Acting President and the Prime Minister paid their respects to the martyred freedom fighters at Shavar Smriti Shoda, along with other Awami League leaders. Among other notable guests, the Honourable Chief Justice of Bangladesh, foreign delegates and injured freedom fighters paid their respects at the Shoda. The Leader of the Opposition, Begum Khaleda Zia, along with party men and women, laid bouquets in respect. Following this, crowds of organisations thereafter thronged to the venue. Notable guests included Hussain Mohammad Ershad and the Vice-Chancellor of Dhaka University. Syed Ashraful Islam MP, the General Secretary of Awami League, said that Begum Khaleda Zia had committed treason by inviting the army to intervene in the national politics as this contravened the Constitution of Bangladesh. He claims that she is trying her level best to foil the trials of the war criminals. Mirza Fakhrul Islam, the acting Mahasachib of BNP, said Syed Ashraful's statement is baseless and that Begum Khaleda Zia was simply praising the recent role of the army in Bogra. He said the BNP is not against the holding of trials of war criminals. Abdul Hamid Advocate, the Honourable Speaker of the House of Parliament, joined at Banga Bhavan as the acting President of Bangladesh. He gave a speech to the various officials who were assembled there. He said he knew the late President Muhammad Zilla Rahman for over 47 years, but never thought that he himself would have to discharge his duties following his death. He also said that although he knows the proceedings of Parliament, he does not know much about the workings of Banga Bhavan and seeks the help of officials and staff. The President's Military Secretary also spoke on the occasion. Later on, representatives of the Judicial Services Commission met the acting President and presented their annual report to him. The government confirmed that it will provide full financing in order for female workers to go to Singapore, Hong Kong, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman and other Middle Eastern countries. The recruitment process is to begin from the 7th of April. Prabashi Colon Minister, Engineer Kondakar Musharraf Hussain, confirmed this at a press briefing organised by the Prabashi Colon Ministry. Our correspondent Rakanuddin reports. Hong Kong plans to take approximately 1 lakh female workers from Bangladesh in the next 5 years. Their role will be as caretakers of homes. Their salaries are expected to be 40,000 takas. Under the terms of this arrangement, they will not have to pay any tax to the Hong Kong government as long as they are a qualified student who has completed the SSC examinations. Following the recruitment and training process, qualified workers will be ready to go over to Hong Kong. The Minister confirmed that he thinks this will take place from July. He also said that the government seeks to fully finance the project up front and that the loans can be repaid in instalments with up to a year to pay the money back. Talks are ongoing with the government of Qatar for a similar arrangement, said the Minister. He said that where the potential workers are qualified to at least Class 8 level, their salary is expected to be a minimum of 16,000 takas. The Ministry also aims to provide language training to all the workers who seek to go to Singapore, Bahrain and Oman. The recruitment is scheduled to begin from the 7th of April for 5 days. The pro-Bashir Kalan minister also thinks that the closed Saudi labour market will soon reopen and Bangladesh is to hold talks with an 8-member Saudi team by the end of March. Jamaat leader Delwar Hussain Saeedi has appealed the death sentence handed down to him by the International War Crimes Tribunal. In total, he has had 8 charges brought against him. He was acquitted of 6 of those charges because he had already received the death sentence in 2 of the charges against him. The government has said that it will seek an appeal from the chamber judge next week. Our correspondent Hassan Javed reports. The International Crimes Tribunal No. 1 sentenced Delwar Hussain Saeedi to death on 28th of February. Saeedi's lawyer has made an appeal against this sentence to the Supreme Court. His lawyer alleges that, amongst other grounds, defence witnesses were not given due weight and the judgment is an error. He said that if the appellate division considers all the evidence, then they will find Saeedi not guilty. However, the government has also appealed the 6 charges proved against Saeedi in which he was sentenced. The government wants Saeedi to also be sentenced on those charges. Of the total 20 charges brought against Saeedi at the International War Crimes Tribunal No. 1, 8 have been proved against him and he has been sentenced to death for 2 of them. In the other 12, he has been acquitted. Racial violence has claimed 40 lives in Myanmar in the last week. In order to bring control over the situation, a curfew has been imposed in many cities, including Yangon. The UN reported that 10,000 people have become homeless. Large areas of land have become barren after the week-long violence. 5 mosques have been burnt down and many homes have been destroyed. People have taken shelter in school premises and playground areas temporarily and are living in inhumane conditions. Aung San Suu Kyi, the main opposition leader, has for the first time sat together with the country's highest military leaders to discuss how to tackle the situation. That's all for this week. Thank you for watching. See you at the same time next week. Allah Hafiz.